Hey everyone, it's Ben here, and obviously judging by the title, I ended up doing what I talked about a few weeks ago. I know I was a little bit on the fence, but I'm really excited to share this with all of you, so let's just get right into the video. So as you can see here, I just got a Shelby GT350. This particular one is a 2017. I don't know the exact paint, spec, all that. I just know it's red with the white stripes. And then I obviously have the black rims, and you can see the brake calipers in there as well. This is not a 350R. Love to have one of those, but at the same time, I don't want to have to deal with $20,000 carbon fiber wheels and worrying about rimming those. And as you can see, obviously this one has the track package. You can see that with the rear spoiler and all that. And then we can pop over to the interior. So this one is a 17. So I've got the Recaro bucket seats, which I think you shouldn't get any other option besides that. So I'm taking the plastic off, but you can see I also have that tech package, so it's a little bit more luxurious and all that. A little bit dirty though. I've been driving it pretty much every single day since I got it, and it's also been really bad with fires out here in Utah these last few days, and so lots of kind of like sediment getting all over the car and all that. And then I'll do a little bit more in-depth video for you guys, just kind of like a review on the Shelby in general, since I've actually never even done a Shelby review video. But I'm just gonna kind of pop the camera in the car and go on for a little bit of a drive and just kind of go over everything that, kind of went down and all that, and how this kind of came to be. But let's just get right into that. Okay, so first off, starting her up, gotta have the windows down. And then the other thing you always have to do, obviously, is put it right into sport mode. I do like having the dampers in the normal setting, however, and that's just because I kind of like the ride quality of that a little bit better. The sport mode's a little bit too harsh. Roll up the windows a little bit so the sound quality is not horrible, but you can still hear the exhaust. And that's one of the main reasons why I actually ended up going for this car, is because of the sound. Any of you that have been following my channel know that I had that little Porsche Boxster, and that car was fun, convertible, and it wasn't that serious of a car. It was kind of just more of like a fun, weekend type car. But this is a lot more serious, obviously, and I mean, nobody even compares those two cars, obviously, but yeah, I just wanted something a little bit more serious. I wanted something that drove amazing and sounded amazing, and this kind of ticked all of my boxes for what I was looking for. The only thing that this car doesn't have, or I guess has a little bit too much of, is just weight. But the power and the handling and how they have it set up kind of mitigates that. Oh, I love those downshifts so much. And the other thing that I love about this car is just how special it feels. Like every time I get into this car, even though on the outside, people look at it and they just think it's a Mustang, it's kind of like, what it is. If you know what it is, you know what it is. And it just makes it feel that much more special, because it's not you get a lot of looks because of the sound, but people don't turn their heads and go, oh, is that a Shelby? Because most people don't know what it is, and I kind of like that because it lets you fly under the radar in that sense, at least. And then other things is, I was obviously looking for a car that had, more aggressive seats so that I can do, track driving and all that kind of stuff. And this lets me do that, but it's not so hardcore that I can't drive it on a daily basis, basically. Because, if I were to put the exhaust in quiet mode, which I never will when I drive this, to be honest, the only way it's going to be in the quiet mode is if it's in 6th gear, which it automatically puts it in that. But, yeah, you could put it in quiet mode and you put the suspension to soft, and then it just has a nice smooth ride to it. But firm up the suspension, you put the steering into sport mode, and you know, open up the exhaust valves, and this just turns into a race car. Get a little bit of acceleration here. And then you can hear those little backfires out of the exhaust if you let out the throttle at a little bit higher RPMs. Let me roll up the windows here so that you can hear me a little bit better sound quality wise. But I mean, everything about this car, you know, I know that, you know, some people will be like, oh, just a Mustang, but just how they've done it, you know, how the front end's lowered, and with the side skirts and the spoiler and the rear diffuser and the, you know, the front splitter, and, you know, just how the air vents in the front look, it just, this car looks so much meaner than any other Mustang on the road. It's just, it's its own, you know, little thing, and I absolutely love that. All these people are going a little bit slow in front of me. And I guess the other question is, you know, did I get rid of the Porsche? Yeah, you know, I've tried, you know, on several different occasions, and I don't know if it was just because of the little bit older year, or, you know, that particular, you know, car, I don't know at the end of the day. It was a little bit difficult for me to get rid of it, and I had a lot of people that, you know, were looking at it and all this and that, you know, looking at it. But at the end of the day, I just went back and, you know, as a lot of you know, that I do work at a dealer, and so I just traded it back in at the dealer that I got it from, which is the place that I work, and I broke even on the car at the end of the day, which, you know, I was hoping to get a little bit more out of it because of, you know, how I bought it. But I mean, I'm not going to complain on that front. Driving a car for, you know, just over a year, putting 4,000 miles on it, and then still being able to break even, I'm not going to complain on that at the end of the day. And then I guess the other question is, you know, on this particular one, I was looking at the new and the used because these cars, the Shelbys, have been holding their value so well. And, you know, it's kind of like, oh, well, if I only have to spend a little bit more to get a brand new one, why not? This particular one, I've got over 800 miles on it now because I've been driving it so much. But the person who traded it in had it for 8 months, put 600 miles on it, and so for me that's kind of a no-brainer. You know, let them, you know, buy it at MSRP or above MSRP, and then, you know, I'm going to end up getting a significant discount on the car for what I would be buying it for. And so, you know, at that point, I think that that's a no-brainer for me, and, you know, I'm loving it. Maybe I didn't get the exact color I wanted. I was kind of looking more in the realm of, you know, a white, or not really a black again. I wasn't really going to go for a black car again after the Boxster, and then, as you guys know, my Rebels, the granite crystal, and I love how they look when they're clean. When they're clean, they never really are. All those popples. But so far, this red is actually really growing on me. And obviously, I've kind of started to love the stripe package as well. I think it all comes together and looks just absolutely amazing. But yeah, I mean, overall, what I would say is I'm super happy with the car, super excited to have it. I've never had anything like this before that's, you know, this focused and, you know, a little bit more unique like this at the end of the day. And so it's super exciting for me, and a little bit of a late birthday present at the same time. Just turned 21 last month, and so, you know, getting myself something that is a little bit more fun and exciting is definitely worth it at the end of the day. Like I said, I'm gonna post a video hopefully in this next week. No promises on that. My schedule's always really crazy with work and all the other activities that I do associated with it, and other things in life. But I'll try to get a full, you know, review video of just, you know, Shelby GT350 in general, since I haven't done that before, and, you know, they haven't really changed all that much. I know that they're going to come out with some changes for the 2019 model year, but I mean, overall, it's not like they're doing a huge overhaul with the car or anything, and so I think it'll still be pretty And we just made it over to the car wash because we're gonna give her a bath after all these fires and all that nasty soot and all that getting all over the paint. If you like the video, please leave a thumbs up. If you're stopped in for the first time, please subscribe. I'm gonna be having a lot more content coming out in the next few months. Hopefully work's gonna get a little bit slower, so it'll allow me to film quite a bit more. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see all of you in that next